From a mining disaster in Bosnia that blocked a local river, and a sudden collapse in Myanmar that sent workers running for their lives, to a mountain road in northern India that slid for several hundred feet, and a massive landslide in Japan that basically erased a busy highway. Here are 10 mountain collapses caught on camera. Hanzhong, China is a prefecture-level city on the Han River. Like most of East Asia, it is prone to intense bouts of rain followed by frequent and often catastrophic landslides. One such slide occurred on September 18th of 2021, after several days of continuous rainfall. All that water saturated the soil beneath this mountain, causing the top-heavy land to shift and eventually collapse. Lucky for us, several locals were able to document the event on their phones. The land was unrecognizable once the landslide was over. According to reports, National Highway 210 and the river below were blocked by debris. One person suffered injuries to their legs and ribs, and another was trapped under the pile. Thankfully, both were rescued and brought to a local hospital for treatment. It's unclear how much damage the landslide caused or how long it took to clear. Mostar, Bosnia is the 5th largest city in the country. It's home to about 113,000 people living along the Neretva River. They all heard a loud boom on April 6th of 2024, when a mining company called HP Investing attempted a controlled blasting operation at a nearby quarry. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned, and the company accidentally triggered a massive landslide. Looking closely, you can see a line of parked cars below the mountain. They look like ants from our vantage point. All of them were either crushed in the landslide or pushed into the river. According to reports, only 2 people sustained any injuries. Wildlife experts were primarily concerned with animal stocks and fish in the area, as debris from the landslide completely blocked the river. While trucks and other heavy machines can remove the debris, the ecosystem will never return to its former state. In the end, it seems like this landslide was blamed on improper blasting by HP Investing. Bijie, China is a prefecture-level city nestled in the mountains of northwestern Guizhou province. It is home to about 6.5 million residents who live under the constant threat of landslides. On May 8th of 2022, that danger became a devastating reality for the small town of Baiyan, just outside Bijie. Residents watched in horror as a distant mountainside gave away, triggering a massive landslide. Within moments, an unstoppable wave of rock and debris tumbled toward the valley below. Local reports estimated that 25,000 cubic meters of rock rolled down the mountainside, obliterating a section of the surrounding forest. The disaster left the community reeling as fears mounted that 3 people may have gone missing in the chaos. Search and rescue teams scrambled to respond, but the site's instability slowed their efforts. Experts warned that an additional 10,000 cubic meters of rock could collapse at any moment. Tragically, the search confirmed their worst fears. 3 people were missing and considered deceased. The landslide was a grim reminder of the unpredictable power of nature in this vulnerable region. Myanmar is the largest jade producer in the world, providing between 70 and 90% of the global supply. The precious gemstone is highly sought after in China, and the industry generates tens of billions of dollars each year. Most of that money goes to the large corporations that control the Myanmar jade mines. When they leave, the jade pickers arrive to gather what's left over. These pickers are primarily young, impoverished men looking for stones to sell. It's a deadly practice that leads to several accidents each year. None were as bad as the 2020 Pakant jade mine disaster, which saw over 200 pickers buried under a heap of rock, mud, and debris. Somehow, those who escaped captured the intense moment on camera. Here's what the mine collapse looked like from a safer vantage point. The day before the deadly landslide, local authorities warned against mining operations due to heavy rainfall in the area. Hundreds of pickers ignored this warning, figuring it would deter competition. Unfortunately, every picker in the area had the same idea. They were at the bottom when a heap of mining waste collapsed, sending a 20-foot wall of mud, water, and tailings toward the jade pickers. Many were swept off their feet and never seen again. Sadly, the disaster didn't deter survivors from returning to similar mines days later. Some even bring their children to scavenge for jade, knowing the sides could collapse at any moment. Places like Himachal Pradesh, India, are highly landslide-prone due to their location above the Indian and Eurasian plates. These same tectonic plates collided to form the Himalayas and are constantly rubbing against each other, triggering earthquakes and devastating landslides. On July 30th of 2021, one of those landslides occurred in the Sirmoor district of Himachal Pradesh. Locals watched in horror as the mountain and the road across it vanished into the valley below. Thankfully, nobody was driving along the road when the landslide occurred. It looks like locals had traffic stopped on both sides, as they likely recognized the signs of an imminent collapse. Route 168 is a national highway near Osaka, Japan, connecting the city of Shingu in the south with Hirakata in the north. On August 10th of 2004, a section of the highway collapsed after heavy rains triggered a massive landslide. Local authorities had been tracking instability in the area since January of 2004. They noticed subsidence and cracks along a retaining wall near Otomura. 6 months later, heavy rain from 2 typhoons weakened the area beyond repair. All they could do now was rope it off and await the inevitable. Once it was over, a helicopter flew by to survey the damage. Thankfully, their early precautions kept everybody safe during the landslide. According to reports, 2004 was a rough year for storms in Japan. An abnormally high number of typhoons struck the country, leading to flash floods and landslides across the archipelago. Hiking in Guizhou Province, China, comes with its fair share of risks. Among the most unpredictable risks is the looming threat of landslides. A group of hikers discovered this firsthand when their outdoor adventure turned into a life-threatening ordeal. On July 10th of 2017, the group set out to explore the area's scenic rock formations. One particular formation, a massive clay structure, immediately caught their eye. There was something off about it. Days of heavy rain had left it clinging to the mountainside by metaphorical threads. It was bound to fall at any second. Our hikers were there to capture the moment. Thankfully, our hikers were able to escape unharmed. Imagine not knowing if the ground beneath your feet is about to give way. For these hikers, the experience was a sobering reminder of Mother Nature's power and just how fragile the ground we walk can be. Linfen, China, is a prefecture-level city in Shanxi Province. It sits on the banks of the Fen River and is home to about 3.9 million people. Unfortunately, the locals like to make a mess. In 2006, Linfen was listed among the world's 10 most polluted cities. On October 6th of 2021, Mother Nature enacted her revenge. A cliff face collapsed after a severe rainstorm. Watch as the mountain kicks up a massive dust and debris cloud that stretches across the river. Nobody was hurt, but several cars were found buried under the rubble. Similar scenes unfolded around Shanxi province as relentless rain triggered flash floods and landslides. These disasters impacted roughly 1.75 million people and triggered the collapse of over 17,000 buildings. They also shut down 60 coal mines in one of China's largest coal-producing provinces. Hell's Mouth isn't as bad as it sounds. It just depends on what you're talking about. Hell's Mouth, England, is a beautiful cove on the northern coast of Cornwall. It's part of the North Cliffs overlooking the Celtic Sea. On September 23rd of 2011, hikers walking along Hell's Mouth noticed tiny pieces of the cliff face rolling into the ocean. They had no idea that they were about to record what one geologist called the best rockfall footage he had ever seen.
There it goes. There it goes.
According to the British Geological Survey, this area of Hell's Mouth consists mainly of mudstones, sandstones, siltstones, and slate. These rock materials had weathered over the years. Due to a complex interrelationship of regional faulting and local jointing, the rock mass divided into blocks and became unstable. Geologist Pete Hobbs believes that 100,000 tons of rock fell into the sea after this collapse. You get something like this once every 5 years, he said. The chances of filming it are incredibly slim. Our camera person was simply in the right place at the right time. Jiaotong, China is a prefecture-level city nestled in the mountainous terrain of Yunnan province. It's home to about 5.2 million people, most of whom live in the rural outskirts. On August 5th of 2018, one of those rural residents became an unlikely hero. While driving along a cobblestoned road, Yang noticed something alarming. A dip in the pavement ahead told him that a landslide was imminent. Realizing the danger, he stopped his car, got out, and blocked the road to prevent others from passing through. Other drivers were initially frustrated by Yang. They likely thought he was crazy. Moments later, their annoyance turned to gratitude. In the end, Yang's quick thinking saved over 20 people. When others might have chosen to turn around and go home, he stayed, ensuring no one else ventured into the danger zone. As the saying goes, not all heroes wear capes. If you enjoyed this video and want to see another just like it, be sure to click the link on screen now. With that, thanks for watching and be sure to tune in next time.